Good day in Packs at Bottom. Today I'm gonna show you how to make a hydraulic laptop stand, book stand, drawing board, but you wouldn't need all of this. All you're gonna need are 4 syringes, 2 IV lines, because we're gonna make use of hydraulics as the main driving force of our stand. Next, we're gonna need some old wood. This is some from an old picture frame, and these are 2 long boards from somewhere. Now this is a hinge, a tape measure, a square, a pencil, a saw, any saw, even that kind of saw will do, and a plane, also a chisel, and some files. Pretty sure all of this are at your home. Now we're gonna base the measurements off of the old picture frame, which is around 15.25 by 12.5 inches. Next, we're gonna cut that out because we're gonna need to make a pair. As a laptop stand, we're gonna need a base, and then we're gonna need the part that's gonna rise. So we're gonna have to make them of equal measurements, as you can see here right now. Next, we're gonna have to make a weight to make the other part, and then while that's being done, we're gonna put the hinges on because that's where it will pivot from, and that's where our torque will come in. Now, as you can see, we're gonna put the hinges inside so that it will be flush when it comes up and when it comes down. We're gonna screw them in, and voila. Next, we're gonna fuse all of them because, as you saw earlier, since it's an old picture stand frame, it's disassembled. We're just gonna use some wood glue, put it on the corners, and then use a clamp or use anything. Even if you don't use a clamp, it will be alright. Now just set that aside, and we're gonna wait for it till it's finished. There, it's finished. You're gonna take the clamp off. Then we're gonna fuse the other side now, which was the one we made last night. We put some glue, same process. We put it in the clamp, we check if it's square, and we wipe off the spare glue. We set it aside, wait for it to dry. And we're all good. We just gotta clean it off. And now we have our base structure. Next, we're gonna have to make some sort of a stopper because if you try and tilt that, your laptop is just gonna slide off. So we're gonna use some of the spare wood, and we're gonna thin it down because it's a bit too thick. Then we take that same thickness and reduce it from the backing of our photo frame because, as you know, you have the photo frame, the picture, and the glass. So we're just gonna use that, chop a bit off, enough for the stand, and there you go. Now you have a stopper, so your laptop won't fall off when it inclines. Next, we're gonna make the mounting for our syringes. We're gonna use the spare wood and make 4x4 centimeter blocks, which will be the mounting of the syringes. I'm gonna glue them, and we're gonna clamp them down, and we're gonna set them aside until they're all good. In the meanwhile, we're gonna make the controller. Here, you can see the structure. You can use any measurements. You're just gonna base it off your syringes. Here, as you can see, it looks like a giant syringe as well because you have the syringe there and you have a slider. To lock in its place, we're gonna create a pegboard, but be careful when using whatever equipment you're using because, as you can see here, even someone who's quite often around the workshop can make mistakes. And I didn't film the next shots after here for safety, of course, so I made a hole that exactly fits the syringe. And as you can see, this is the final controller. Looks nice, right? Next, we're gonna make the mounting. First, we're gonna make the one where the plunger will sit. First, we gotta round it off. We use a divider and we make a circle. Next, we're gonna make the one which will mount the body of the syringe. So we make 4 marks. You can use from one reference point. One will be at 0.8 centimeters. The next will be at 1.6, and the next will be at 2.4. And then from the other side, you're gonna make a mark that is 0.8 centimeters from the opposite side. Because that's where we're gonna make our hole, and that's where the syringe body will fit in. After making our hole, that's enough for our syringes to go inside. And I also made another one for the plunger. As you can see here, it fits right there. Now this is how the mechanism will work. Since we don't want the thing to be so tall, we're gonna have it a bit offset so that it goes down flat when it's done. Next, since the top part will be rotating, we gotta smooth it out. And then we gotta make the mounting holes for it. We're gonna make a mark from the hinge side. Remember, from the hinge side, 8 centimeters from it, and then we're gonna stretch that line, and then we make another mark 12 centimeters from it, and then we stretch that. We're gonna make holes we're gonna make holes there. As you can see here, one is, I made a mistake here because I made a hole 2 centimeters, whereas I should have made it 3 centimeters from the top, and then the other one down there is just a half centimeter. Now I made an incision there in the syringe hole, and the reason for that is so that the IV line can fit there. You wouldn't have to assemble it every time. You just gotta slide it in there. Now using our post screws a while ago, we're gonna put it in. I also made a few holes there, which will be the pivot points. And then there you go. You simply push on the plunger. There you have it. As you can see, there were a few air bubbles there because for it to close down completely, there has to be a bit. But because of the high pressure, the cable popped out and there was a little leak, but we solved that. And now for our product demonstration.